Hello, I'm County Judge Executive Houston Wells. Welcome to County Connections. Today we have a very special guest and a very special location here in Franklin County. We're at Industrial Park 3, and with me is the CEO, President of the Capital Community Economic Development Corporation, Terri Bradshaw. Terri, welcome. There's so many great things that are happening in Franklin County. Tell us a little bit about what's happening here at Industrial Park 3, as well as economic development in Franklin County.
Well, as you know, we have been in the top 10 micropolitans in the country since 2015 every year. That is due to a number of reasons, but the exciting news is that created about 600 jobs in that time. It also created about $238 million of investment within this community. The interesting thing about that number is that $215 million of that investment was created by existing businesses, which tells us that you are doing things correctly. We make this community a place where businesses like to be. We're a great place to do business. Prime example of that is behind us here. HTNA is doing about a $40 million expansion. They came here back in early 2015. They committed to create about 135 jobs at that time. They did that almost immediately, and then they began to look into expansion. They recently announced a $40 million expansion here, and you can see the property is growing, and there will be another office building located just across the street from us. Another example of our existing industry who love this community and find it a great place to grow and reinvest is Topi. Topi's been in the community longer than any other industry at 30 plus years. They also recently announced a $40+ million investment in new equipment in their facility here. We also had the Recon Group, which was located originally in this industrial park, but due to the expansion of HTNA, they relocated to Industrial Park 2. They did that in addition to the need for more space here in this industrial park. They needed more space themselves to hire 90 new employees. The list goes on and on. Obviously, Buffalo Trace and Jim Beam continue to sell bourbon and continue to need warehousing for that bourbon, and so they both continue to grow. We also recently had announcements by Deloitte, which is an international consulting firm, and our own Investors Heritage, both hiring about 75 new employees, which is outside the manufacturing world, but again, excellent job creation within our community.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question, Terri. Okay. First of all, we welcome Terri to Franklin County. You've been here 3 years, 4 years?
3 years.
3 years. And since day one, we have grown and we have grown and we are growing and we're growing. So I commend you on the wonderful job you're doing. So what is the secret? What sells our community? How do you go out and promote us? And obviously you're doing the right thing. So what's going on? What's causing us to be, which we're happy about, but what's causing us to be so unique and so lucky to get this many industries?
Well, there are a variety of things. Always, if you look at industry, both when they're considering relocation or when they're considering expansion, workforce and utilities are both at the top of the list. We are very fortunate to have a utility company that is located in our community, and the leadership is located within our community. So that means that when these manufacturers have a power failure, they don't call a switchboard who eventually gets back to them. They call Vint Foster at the Frankfort Plant Board, and he takes care of it almost immediately. And industry love that. Time down without being able to run their equipment is money lost, and so that's a great advantage to us. Also, workforce. We have an educated workforce. We have people in our county and surrounding counties who are committed to hard work and recognize the value of the jobs we have here. There are other things that every community has. Tax incentives. Our county especially is very informed and very open to incentivizing companies to come to this community because they recognize the return on their investment. But one of the things that makes us stand out among the others, and when HTNA began their expansion, they looked at a number of other communities, and they said ultimately they decided that Frankfort was the community for them to grow because of the work that they did with the local community. It was you, your staff, the guys who helped pave the lovely roads we have out here, newly paved roads today, who helped move lights, who helped number buildings for the fire department. The city actually helped with the sewer issue that we had, getting the sewer lines were located on the property that would ultimately belong to HDNA. So the community worked as a whole together and made it easier for them. And again, time is money, so they didn't have to waste the time that it would have taken to go through the bureaucracy of other communities to get these things done, which made them far more successful. So I think that is what gives us the local advantage that other communities may not have, is that we work well together and we have one end in mind, and that is to be sure that the business locates here and gets the best return on their investment.
Awesome. Now I'm gonna go a little different direction, because when you first came in, you and I actually came in virtually at the same time,
Right.
and we made a commitment to go out and talk with the industries and find out what they need, what their visions were, what they wanted to do, and so we listened to them. And as part of that listening to them, what I found was that it's amazing how international, how global we are here in Franklin County. All over the world, we are sending parts and pieces and products to everywhere in the world. Talk a little bit about that. And HTNA, which it stands for Hayashi Tianpu North America, is making auto parts for high-end vehicles, the BMW, the Jaguars, and the Lexus and Toyota as well. So we've got a lot of things going on here. Talk about the global part of what we're producing here in Franklin County.
Okay, we certainly do. We have Monteplas, which is a German company. We have a number of Japanese companies, Hayashi Tianpu being one of those. Topi North America, Mitsui Kinsoku. Wow, I'm going to have a hard time today.
Great Spanish. I mean, Japanese.
Yeah.
Sorry. Great Japanese. Sorry.
I don't want to leave anybody out. Nishida. I think we have about 6 Japanese companies. We recently showed this property on Where We Stand to a Swedish company. We do have interest from all over the world. We are fortunate. One of the things also that I failed to mention earlier about why people locate here is obviously location. And since automotives, especially automotive companies, have gone to the just-in-time delivery, their suppliers need to be within an hour and a half, 2-hour drive of their facility. And we're fortunate that we have Toyota and Ford within that area. So we are a prime location. And that is part of our international draw. Not only do we have companies that come here from other countries, but we have companies that ship to all over the world. I had a meeting with Diecast just the other day, and Diecast, which is one of our smaller manufacturers, they manufacture die-cast cars, aluminum cars, and they are the largest exporter in our community. They export to more countries than any other company in our community. And they don't make people-size automotives. They make miniature-size automotives.
Yeah, right.
So...
But don't forget bourbon.
Oh, gosh, exactly. How could I forget bourbon?
Yeah.
You're right. And then, of course, we have a bourbon, our bourbon manufacturers ship to most every country. I'm certain if somebody missed it, it was their misfortune.
That's right.
And our Jim Beam plant not only ships products out to a number of countries, but they also ship in products from a number of countries, bottle them there, and then ship them out again. So we do have a footprint all over the world, literally.
That's awesome. Yeah, and it makes you very proud of what we're doing here, what's happening in Franklin County, and also we're very proud of you. We think you're awesome. You every day there's something new going on. You're always out promoting Franklin County, and promoting our industries here. Thank you so much for what you're doing. We're so lucky to have you.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed this. This has been County Connections. We hope you like and share this program. We wanted you to understand a little bit about what's happening from the industrial side, the economic development side here in Franklin County. Please like and share our post. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Terri Bradshaw, for being part of our program.